Did you know that the average person pays 51% in taxes? So what does that mean? That means that while you are working, you are only getting paid for half of the time. And the other half, you're working for free and giving away to the government. Well, our guest today is going to show you how you can have some tax-free living. Let's get it. Hey, wait. I know you want to watch this next video, but listen, if you are an entrepreneur, business coach, business consultant, or a small business owner who has a story and wants to learn how to create multiple streams of income from your story, I need you to text me right now, my book, to 646-687-4152. That is my personal number. I have been an author for over 12 years. I've written 10 books. 4 of them have been bestsellers, and I've sold over 100,000 books. But I've also helped a lot of my clients take their expertise and put it into a story, then create multiple streams of income from that. So I want to help you do the same thing. So text my book to 646-687-4152. All right, let's go back to the video.
Pay attention and listen, we about to teach class. Inside the vault, my man Ash Cash. So get your man right. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. You see him, we change your life. Millionaire mindset, the best on earth. Blueprint, the wealth, the knowledge network. So get it while you can, and he's standing right here. Just come inside the vault and see black millionaires. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Come inside the vault and see black millionaires. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You won't ask cash, you can catch it right here in the vault.
All right, so welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Vault with Ash Cash, the greatest money mindset show on the planet, where we help you live in abundance spiritually, practically. We're going to help you get from 5, 6, 7 figures in your business so you can live your best life. Today's show, you need to pay attention, very close attention to, because if you don't realize that you are giving Uncle Sam all of your money, meaning that the average person is paying 51% in taxes every year. So the first 6 months goes to you. The last 6 months goes to Uncle Sam. And I know that you won't like that. And you want to learn strategies on how you can keep most of your money, if not all of it. And so I got my guy Carter in the building, who's going to break down everything you need to know, right, to maximize your taxes, but not illegally, the legal way, the ethical way. My brother Carter is in the building.
Been a long time, King.
Yes, sir.
We here,
Yes,
though.
sir.
We
Yes,
here.
sir.
We
Yes,
here.
sir.
Happy to be here.
Man, so I appreciate everything that you're doing for the culture, right, first and foremost, because for a long time, the tax game was a other game, and when I say other, it was non-black, right?
No facts.
Folks like us in our communities are just taught to this is
Just
what we
pay and look
expect.
away.
Right.
We're taught to pay and look away.
Pay and look away. You know what I'm saying? But now, you're one of the brothers on the front line saying, "Listen, I know the rules, right? I wrote me a manual, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna teach you, how to have tax-free living. And so I want our insiders to get all the sauce, right? But before we even go there, for those who don't know, who is Carter Cofield?
Yeah, man. So I was born on the south side of Chicago, impoverished neighborhood like most people. And it was 9 of us in a 3-bedroom home, which was kind of dope for me because I got to live with my cousins and stuff like that. But then some trials came up. So my mom died at 14 and my dad died at 16. Wow. So I was a 16-year-old kid with no parents, essentially. So respectfully, it was one of the best things that ever happened to me because I learned 2 very important lessons. Number one is that I had to grow up at 16. Most people don't grow up till they're 21, 25. So I look at it like I had a head start on life because I became an adult at such a young age. The second lesson was that, a lesson that God taught me is that life is not about what happens to you. It's about how you respond. Right? So now I'm a 16-year-old kid with no parents, but I decided to let it make me and not let it break me. So from that point on, my back was against the wall since 16. So I had no other way to go but straight. So, I knew the only thing I had to lean back on was my mind. I mean, I was an athlete. I can kind of hoop. I can kind of play football, but I was always smart. So I wanted to lean on my mind to get me and my family out of the position that we were in. And I had a mentor. And mentors are so important in your life. And mentors are so important. And he told me this very important thing about wealthy people. He said, wealthy people do 2 very important things well. They make their money work for them, and they keep Uncle Sam out their pockets. If you could find a way to teach that to other people, you would never have to worry about money again in your life.
Wow.
So there's all these people talking about investing, but I'm like, yo, if I can help people keep all the money that they make, you know what I'm saying? How much would I be doing for my culture and other people, right? Because we work too hard to be giving 50% of our money away, right? So that's why I teach tax-free living. And I want all especially the entrepreneurs, right? I want everybody to keep the money that they work hard for, because that's how you build generational wealth. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep.
No, 100%. And so how did you get into the tax profession? Like what was your journey into, being somebody who is an expert in taxes?
Yeah, so that's actually a funny story. So I graduated high school during the recession, right? So I watched my auntie struggle. The gas prices were up. Nobody had a job. So I know I wanted to go into finance, but I didn't know what I wanted to go into. So I Googled, what's the job with the lowest unemployment rate?
Wow.
CPA came in number one, because I don't care what the situation is, everybody needs a CPA to help them with taxes, to help them save money. So I was like, I don't want my family to ever have to go through unemployment, so I'm gonna go to school to be an accountant. So I went to University of Illinois, top 2 accounting schools in the world, put myself through college, undergraduate, master's degree, and got my CPA. And it's funny, so I went to start working at Big Four, and that's like, when you work in Big Four accounting, that's like you made it to the top. Right. I got there, bro, and I was like, this can't be it. This can't be it.
This can't be life.
This can't be
gotta be more.
It's 4 Black people out of 2,000. And I know, I'm making money, but what am I doing for the culture? How am I really, gonna make a difference? And that's when my journey, took a detour, and I started really like getting into entrepreneurship and getting into teaching about the stuff that I know. Because I'm in these high-level rooms with these millionaires, and they're having these
idea.
And they're having these tax conversations, these investment conversations with their family, but we're not having this with our people at the crib. So for me, it was like, all right, now how can I package this and give it back?
Yeah, and I love that, because similar to my story, where grew up
you in a bank, right? Yeah.
Grew up in the hood. Became a banker. I'm a private banker, managing money for wealthy individuals.
Nobody look like you.
Nobody look like me. Giving advice to people who don't look like me. So a lot of my clients were like doctors, and they own businesses and things of that nature. And they had a team of people who were advising them on what to do. And so they running all these plays. And while the people back home who are making money, because we make money, but we don't know how to keep it, that we're making money, but we don't know the tax plays. We don't know, how to protect our money. We don't know how to, legally, make sure that we keep most of our money. So for the entrepreneur who's watching right now, who is like, yo, I want to keep some of that bread, man. Like, what advice do you have for them to keep and maximize the most of their money?
Yeah, so let me just shift the framework, because I think it's very important to frame everything. So just like money's a game, right? Taxes is a game. And just like any game, you have to do 2 important things to win. I tell people this all the time. Number one, if you want to win a game, you have to be on the right team. So the tax code literally was made to benefit entrepreneurs and investors.
Yeah.
Okay? The tax code was made to benefit entrepreneurs and investors. And people ask me why. I said, okay, well, if you're an entrepreneur, you're creating jobs. For every job you create, that's 1 less person on welfare. That's 1 less job that the government has to create. So they're going to give you tax breaks for doing their job for them. And if you're an investor, you're pumping money into the economy. For every dollar that you put in the economy, that's 1 less dollar they have to print, right? So they built the tax code to help entrepreneurs and investors. I tell people, if you want to win in the game, you got to get on the right team. So we'll talk about why even W-2 earner should at least have a side hustle. We can talk about that too. It's very important. So that's number 1, man. You got to be on the right team. And number 2, you have to know the rules. And one of the biggest rules you have to understand is what I call the golden tax formula. So it's really simple. When you work, you make money, right? They take taxes out of your paycheck before you even see the paycheck.
Fight. I don't even know who she is. Like, yo, who is that? Why is she taking my money?
Taking my money. You got federal taxes, state taxes, FICA. So as an employee, you get paid, they take taxes out, you spend what's left. When you're an entrepreneur, it works a little bit differently. You make money, you spend money, you reinvest into your business, and then you pay taxes on what's left. And if you have a good tax strategist or a good CPA on your side, we gonna make sure ain't that much left at the end to pay taxes on. So I think understanding the difference and how much control you have over your money is just really, really key for everybody to understand. So those are 2 major rules that I think everybody needs to know.
Wow. And so look, you gave entrepreneurs some smoke. Yo, talk to my W-2 people out there, right? Because a lot of our insiders work a 9 to 5. They also, a lot of them are starting a business. Some of them haven't started yet, and they're trying. You know what I mean? They double dutch in, they ready. You know what I'm saying? You said earlier, every W-2 employee should have a side hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
Well, first of all, I tell people all the time, right? You can make a living from 9 to 5, but you design your life from 5 to 9, right? You know, so like don't never work hard. Always work harder on yourself than you're doing your job. Yeah. That's very important. Yeah. So the reason why everybody should have a side hustle, I'll just give you my story, right? Yeah. So I'm at work, right? And I'm studying the tax code because like I want to make sure I'm keeping on, because I'm making 100K, they taking 35. Sheesh. And I'm like, and that's not even with the city taxes. So I'm like, yo, how can I save money? So I'm studying, and I never forget, I came across this tax deductions in the tax code, and it said tax deductions equal any expense that is ordinary and necessary for you to operate your business. Yeah. So I'm like, wait. So if I start a business, a lot of my personal expenses become business expenses the moment I start the business, right? Yeah. Because I'm like, okay, well, if I start a business, is my phone ordinary and necessary? So now I can move my phone bill from a personal expense to a business expense, right? So I'm like, what else? I pull up my budget sheet and I'm like, what else? What other expenses can I move? I'm like, okay, my internet, I can use that for business, my computer, my cars. So I tallied it up. I'm like, yo, I can save literally like a couple $1,000s a month if I just start the side hustle.
Wow, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I went home that day, looked at some business. I ended up starting a Turo business. Yeah. So I put my car on Turo. I had a Dodge Challenger. I was scared to put it on Turo. It was my baby. 100%. But like, you know, you have to disconnect from your assets and turn your expenses into assets, right? So I put my car on Turo, whatever. You know, I probably made like $5,000 that year on the car. Yeah. That's not the point. Right. I end up having $25,000 in tax deductions. And what most people don't know, so my business took a $20,000 loss. Made $5,000, lost $25,000. Yeah. Most people don't know that $20,000 loss gets subtracted from your work income. Right. So now you go from making $100 to $75, but you've been paying into the tax code as if you made $100. Right. So now you get this huge refund. Right. So I end up getting a $15,000 refund check that I used to then quit my job, and then I started my business on that $15K.
Too much sauce. Too much. Yo, it's so crazy. And it's so crazy because, you know, when I think about, I saw like a TikTok the other day, and somebody was giving game on, you know, how to do that, right? Mm-hmm. And it was really about, and I want you to verify whether we could do this or not, sure. Right? You know, he was saying, you know, he buys the luxury car. You know, because he's a business owner, he gets his name put on the car. His Instagram handles on the car. Check number one. Number two, he now is doing TikTok videos. He's doing
that's things, proof too,
right? To show proof that he's using the car for his business. And now, come the end of the year, he can write off.
Skates to play. So let me dive into it for your audience. Yeah. We can dive into it. So. The auto deduction play is one of the biggest plays that entrepreneurs and even W-2 earners can run. Yeah. And essentially, if you have a business vehicle, it doesn't have to be in your business name. It can still be a personal vehicle. Personal name, because most people don't have the business credit, right? Yeah. As long as you plan to use the vehicle for at least 50% business use, you get to write off the vehicle. Wow. And so if you're doing TikTok videos, you know, doing YouTube, if you're running ads to the car, if you're using the car to go to like meet with clients, that's all qualifies as business use. Wow. And what the IRS code said now is that if the car weighs over 6,000 pounds, so now you can write off the whole vehicle. So let me just give you an example, right? Let's say you had $100,000 in net income in your business, right? You pay, you should, right. So let's say you had $100,000 net income in your business. Yeah. You go pay like $40,000, $50,000 taxes on that money. Yeah. Or you can go finance a vehicle. You don't got to pay for it. You can finance it. Put $5,000 down, get you a Mercedes-Benz truck, and it costs $100,000. You put $5,000 down, you finance the rest. Yeah. You get a 100% deduction for the full cost of the vehicle. So the vehicle costs $100,000. You get a $100,000 tax deduction the year that you get it. So now your income went from $100,000 down to zero. Now you just saved $40,000 in taxes, and you're getting to drive the car of your dreams. Chill. We get spicy in here.
Yo. Yeah. We're gonna talk about how the scenes, because we gonna run that play in real life. And so now for the W-2.
Yeah, I don't want to forget about them. So for the W-2 earners, right? So you can run that play where you start a side business, you make some money, but then you're gonna have all these deductions, right? And when your business has a loss, you subtract that from your work income, you'll get a big refund. I encourage you to use that refund to then start the business. Right. So that was, I was able to quit because I had $15K. I'm like, yo, if I don't make money for 6-7 months, I still got a cushion.
Yeah, 100%.
I think most of your audience probably don't start the business because they're scared.
Right.
They don't have the cushion.
Right.
And that's why they wouldn't start it. And another play, the play we talked about before, we talked on air. So if you're at a W-2 job and you want to start a business, right? Let's say you quit and you have your 401k there. Most people want to take money out their 401k to start their business.
Yeah.
Don't do that because you get taxed on that money and you get penalized on that.
If you do it before 50.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here's a play. If you quit and start a business, you can go set up your own 401k, which is called a solo 401k. And I recommend you use E-Trade, and I'll tell you why in a second. So now you can open up your own retirement account, your own solo 401k. So now you can take let's say you got $100,000 in your 401k at work, you can now move that to your own solo 401k.
And it's a rollover.
As a rollover.
So it's not a taxable event.
It's not a taxable event.
Okay.
The money goes from the old institution to the new institution.
And real quick, so taxable event, like anything that you withdraw, right? If you withdraw it or whatever, it becomes a taxable event, and then you get the penalty, and then you get the percentage and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But because you're rolling it over, it's not a taxable event.
It's not a taxable event.
Got it.
So you're moving it from your company's 401k to your 401k that you own.
Yeah.
E-Trade allows you to take up to 50% loan on your 401k. So now you can go borrow $50,000 from your 401k, not a taxable event because loan is not income. Right. Now you can use that $50,000 loan to now start your business. Wow. So now you got the cushion from your tax refund, and now you got this 401k loan. Now you're your own bank.
Right.
Now you're financing your own business, and now you can go start and do whatever you want.
If you are an entrepreneur, business coach, or small business owner who wants to get more visibility for your product or service, then consider advertising on Inside the Vault. We've been seen and heard over 2 million times, and as the show continues to grow, your ad would be embedded in our episodes forever. So the return on investments on advertising with us is unmeasurable and invaluable. If you're interested in this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, then text podcast to 646-687-4152 or email us at info@insidethevaultshow.com. Allow your business to get the visibility that it deserves. Yo, listen, you 9-to-5ers out there.
No excuses.
Side hustlers, listen. No excuses. When I tell you that this is priceless information, right? Literally, now you have no excuse. You are stealing money from yourself if you do not start that business. You are stealing money from your dreams if you don't start that business, right? Now you are giving away how to fund it because, number one, if you start that business, all of those personal deductions, you can now start to deduct them and now keep most of your money. Now you don't have the excuse where you don't have money to start the business because that's number one. Number two, if you got that 401k, sitting, losing money. I know you're looking at it right now. There's something happening with it. You can actually roll it over into a solo 401k. And then once it's in there, now you're not even withdrawing it though.
You're not even withdrawing. I had one of my students in my mentorship. She rolled it over, got the loan within 30 days and bought a fourplex property. And guess what? Now the profit from the property is paying back her loan. And when you pay the loan back, you pay yourself back interest. So the interest you pay on the loan is interest to yourself.
Wait. So hold on. Let me just understand this correctly, right? So you're telling me that if I have $100,000 in my 401k, I start a business, and because I start this business, I can open up a solo 401k.
Absolutely.
I take that 401k, I roll it over into the solo 401k. So now I still have $100,000 in my solo 401k.
Thanks.
I now say, you know what? I want to borrow money to start my business. So I can take up to 50%, which is $50,000, and I borrow it from that account.
Exactly.
Now that I have $50,000, so now I have $150,000 because I have $100,000 still in that 401k. I borrowed the $50,000 and now I'm using that $50,000. If I use that $50,000 to invest in an income producing asset, now I own the asset, right? Because I financed the asset, right? And then now because I financed the asset is income producing and it's paying me, so I can use what's paying me to pay back the 401k and
still pay interest back to you.
Oh! Yo!
We having fun, ain't we?
Yo,
Yeah.
hold on. And so,
But one thing I will say, when
Yeah.
you do borrow the money against your 401k, it's now $50,000 in there. So you have to pay back. You're paying the loan back to yourself.
Right.
But I think the important part is like, the tax code can be fun if you understand how it works, right? We just taught people how to finance their own asset. Not to mention, when your real estate property goes up, you can now take an equity loan against that, borrow against this. So now, again, you can become your literal own bank system
right.
and buy assets, start businesses, and do all these things. You don't need nobody.
wow. And so now, look, you got my mind turning, right?
I see.
Somebody's watching, they got their mind turning. They're like, all right, Carter, I'm ready. How do I start? A lot of us are told, I mean, you hear LLC everything. LLC, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is LLC the best structure to start? Somebody has a side hustle. Like what? Like is it sole proprietorship? LLC, S corp, C corp.
Yeah.
Like where do we start?
I got you. So I'll give you what I call my business and corporation flow chart. So as you grow, your business entity grows and changes as well, right? So I think when you start, everybody should have an LLC because LLCs give you asset protection, right? So if somebody sues you, they can't take your personal assets. We got to protect our money too. Yeah. So LLC is a great entity to start with. You go rock with that LLC for a while. You'll get your business bank account. Every entrepreneur, please, even if you have a side hustle, please have your business bank account because that's how you track. You can't write off what you don't track. Yeah. So that's how you're able to track all your expenses, right? And then you're going to stay at an LLC until your business starts making over $40,000 net income. And net income is income after expenses. Yeah. Once you start making over $40,000 net income, you want to upgrade from an LLC to what's called an S corporation. And the reason for that is S corps help you save on self-employment taxes. Self-employment taxes is 15.3%. That's on top of federal, on top of state. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So once you start making over $40,000 net income, upgrade to an S corporation, and you can save a lot of that 15.3% in FICA taxes. And then you stay at an S corp. You don't need to go to a C corp unless you're trying to like issue shares or go on Shark Tank for equity. Ride the S corp out until your millionaire years.
All right, so copy. So just for clarity, right? Never do we do sole proprietorship?
No, because the moment, so you're sole proprietor, like when you're still thinking of the business, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But the moment you start transacting is the moment you open yourself up to litigation, right? You know, people are crazy these days. So if you sell somebody a product and they choke on it or whatever, they can take your savings, all your home, all that stuff. So we want to set up that LLC for asset protection. LLCs aren't expensive. They're $150 in some states. California is the most, but here's a play. Go to llcuniversity.com. It's a free website. It shows you how to open up an LLC in all 50 states. Wow. It's a step-by-step walkthrough. Here's the link. All of it's free. So LLC University for those who want to start the LLC.
Wow. And so now we don't do sole proprietorship because of people trying to sue you and hating and all whatever.
And you can't get a business bank account with that stuff anyway.
Right. So you can't get a business bank account. So now do the LLC, just to start. And then as you start making, and even if you're making $200,000, but your expenses are $149,000, or $200,000, your expenses are $199,000.
Yeah, you still LLC.
Right, still LLC because that's your net is $1,000.
Exactly.
But if you have the LLC, you make $200,000, but you have expenses of $150,000. And now you're making $50,000 net. That's when you do upgrade to an S corp, right?
Absolutely.
And then C corp, if you want to issue shares.
Yeah, that's like big time. Like you know what I'm saying. So and C corps cost a lot of money to maintain and all that stuff. So
is there a dollar amount? Like if you're a 8-figure bigger?
So it's not. It's just about the dollar amount. It's about your expenses as well. So a lot of people that are in our space that are in this digital education business, you have a lot high income and low expenses. So then it might make sense to have a C corp because with a C corp, your money can stay in the business. You don't have to take it. You know what I'm saying? Right. S corps to LLCs, all that money is exactly. So that's why I try to tell people to be aware.
And can you talk about what is a disregarded entity? Right, like an LLC. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that work? Because I know like why in an LLC the money has to.
Yeah. So these are what we call flow through entities, right? So LLCs and S corps are flow through entities, which basically mean that all the money that we make flows through to our personal return. You can't keep money in the S corp or LLC. It has to show up on your personal return. That's why understanding these tax deductions are so important. I got some tax plays I want to give your audience if you don't mind.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So did you know that if you have an LLC, and I never gave this away for free before. You get a lot of free game from me. Okay. So if you have an LLC or S corp, right? For all intents and purposes, you can have what's called a board of advisors. This could be anybody you want. It could be your friends. It could be your family. You could pick 3 to 5 people to be on your board of advisors. You're allowed to have board of advisor meetings every quarter, anywhere in the world. So now, 4 times a year, you can have your board of advisor meeting in Barcelona, invite your friends and your family, and the whole trip is a tax-deductible event as long as you have meetings once per day, you take meeting minutes, you take notes, you take attendance. But now, 4 times a year, you can take out your family, your friends, and have a full tax-deductible experience because it's your company's annual board meeting.
Wow.
Big time stuff.
Heavy. And it's funny because I know people who make sure that they have their meetings.
Yeah, you got to document it. Yeah, for sure.
And what type of mindset though do you have to be able to take advantage of these, right? Because we come from a space where people are always thinking things are too good to be true, right?
Scams.
Scams. They're worried. They're like, it gotta be something to this. Like, what type of mindset do you have to have in order to get to that space where you're allowing and accepting this abundance of tax-free living?
Yeah, because my thing when it comes to tax-free living, my whole goal is, like, as a people, we love to flex, right? We can flex, that's okay, live your best life, but let's just get the IRS to pay for it, right? Wealthy people do this all the time by, getting the IRS to pay for their jets, pay for their cars. We can do it. We just have to have the mindset and a learning mindset to be able to take advantage of it. So number one, I would tell people to educate themselves because we fear what we don't understand. So if you don't understand something, you just say, I can't do it. And that's why my biggest goal was to educate people on the tax code strategies on how they can leverage it properly. And 2, it's that abundance mindset. My mentor tells me all the time, scam stands for still confused about money, right? I don't need anybody who's still confused about money around me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it comes to informing yourself and educating yourself as much as you can because, again, the wealthy people have been doing this for years. And we're just behind the 8 ball. But I think it takes a person that looks like us for us to trust the information. So that's why I'm big on giving back and giving these plays, let them know, hey, I went and I worked with these multi-millionaire clients. They have the family management companies. They have the car write-offs. They travel, doing all this stuff. Let me pass this information down to y'all because I know y'all can see it through me, but y'all can't see it through them.
Yeah. No, I love that. And then at what point do you start paying yourself, right? As a business, because a lot of times, a lot of business owners, they like, all right, I'm investing everything back into the business, right? Make money, invest it back in the business. Make money, invest it back in the business. Well, what's your advice on when someone should start paying themselves?
Right. So can I talk about how to pay yourself from each business first? I think that's important. So when you have an LLC, the way you pay yourself is simple. You just move your money from your business account to your personal account. You can do a transfer, you can do a Zelle or PayPal. It's just called an owner's draw. You simply move money from your business account to your personal account as needed. When you're an S corporation, you have to run payroll for yourself, right? You have to run payroll, and the amount you run payroll for is usually about 25 to 30% of the net income in the business. Because with the S corp, here's how S corp save money. If you make $100,000 in your S corp and you pay yourself, say, a $25,000 salary, you pay FICA taxes on that $25,000 salary, but the other $75,000 completely avoids FICA taxes. So that's why S corps help you save money.
Got it.
So S corps, you have to run payroll. LLCs, you can just transfer. But when to pay yourself, I think it depends on the income of your business. But here's the thing that I want people to know. If you're moving majority of your personal expenses to your business anyway, you don't need to pay yourself that often because your business is paying for all your personal expenses anyway. There's ways you can get your business to pay your rent. There's ways you can get your business to pay your car. We just talked about that. We can talk about the rent play if you want. But my thing is, pay yourself as needed. But if you're smart, most of the expenses that you're living off of, your business is already paying yourself. You don't really got to pay yourself that much. So what are you paying for as your personal account?
Right, 100%.
10% of my expenses come out of my personal account. The other 90 come out of my personal account.
Yeah. Word. And so, man, this is a lot of information.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm putting. I want the people to get the.
No, 100%, and I love it because this is definitely information that's needed. I gotta go back and watch some of this stuff because I'm like, am I doing this right? I'm definitely doing the car play.
The car, you should have been there last year.
Yeah. I definitely should have did last year because I had a 6. Yeah, my car last year was 6,000 pounds. And my car is 6,000
Well,
pounds.
here's you go back in the file and amend the return. You tell your accountant, hey, I forgot to add this car.
Yeah.
You go back and file an amended return because you forgot, and however much.
I'm taking all of it off.
Yeah, how much was your car, if you don't mind me asking? The car you got last year?
My last year car was 80.
It's an $80,000 tax deduction you just missed out on. Go file an amended return and get that money back.
My this year car is 6 figures.
Yeah, well then.
And so I take all
of it. If it's over 6,000 pounds, you take all of it. Sheesh. Right? Get that money back, King.
Hey, yo, look, end the show. I gotta go. I gotta call my accountant. And so, is there an opportunity to pay no taxes, and would you advise it?
Yeah. So, yes, but here's what people have to know to understand that there are 2 tax seasons. Most people think it's 1. Most people think tax season is January through April. That's tax paying season. Tax saving season is like July through December. Like, because you need to be proactively planning with your CPA this whole time on like what write-off should we do next? Like, what can we write off? So I think it's possible, but you have to have a tax advisor or a tax strategist in your corner that you're working with throughout the year. Hey, Ash, pay your kids because you can deduct the money you pay for your kids through your business. Yeah. So it's possible, but you got to have a good team in your corner. And like I tell people all the time, your accountant should work for you for free because if your accountant should be saving you more money than they cost you. And if they're not doing that, you need to find a new accountant. Right. The people I work with, if I don't save you more money than I cost you, I'll give you your money back. Because I know I'm an investment. Right. So I think it's possible, but you got to have that right team. Yeah. Now, should you? Look, here's what I believe. Yeah. As a CPA license, right, I believe we all should pay the legal tax that we owe. But let's not leave a tip. Right? A lot of y'all leaving $10,000, $20,000. You just have a $30,000 tip on the table last year. 100%. Right? So let's not leave a tip. A lot of people leaving IRS tips, they don't even tip their bartenders. You know what I'm saying? So let's just not leave a tip. That's my thing.
And so I love that. And I love that you said that too, because that's why I don't use the word spend, right? Because I believe that nobody on this planet should really spend money, right? And just from a metaphysical space, when you're spending money, you're ending money, right? And so
that's deep.
Right? And so I want to circulate money or I want to invest money. Those are the 2 things I want to do, right? I either want to circulate it somehow or I want to invest it. And so when you're hiring somebody for a service, you want to invest that money, right? Because like what you said, and I want to reiterate that, is if I hire you, let's say, without you, I just gave the IRS $30,000, right? With you, even if you charged me $5,000, if you say, yo, I charge you $5,000, but I'm going to get you $30,000, who would not take that deal?
If I charge you $25,000,
right?
You're still making $5,000.
Exactly.
You know
what I'm saying? Yeah. And so the great thing about it is that like you are gonna find me like the right CPA is gonna do that. And I love that you said like, yo, if I don't get your money back, or if I don't get you money, then I'm gonna give you your money back. Talk to us about your 5-day challenge, right? Because I think that, you gave us so much game here that there may be people who are like, you know what, like I want to rock with Carter, right? And so talk to us about your 5-day challenge.
Yeah, so I figured this, right? Like, I can give game for like an hour, but I can't give all the game that I have away. So what's the way that I can tap into people and give them the ability that my millionaire clients pay me, right? I want to let people tap in with me for 5 days and I break down every tax strategy I know over this 5-day period.
Because it's over 200,
it's over 200 tax deductions that we able to have in our businesses, and it's a lot of strategies. So I'm like, all right, what can I do? And I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this 5-day challenge where I teach for an hour, then I do Q&A for an hour. Because I know after I teach, people have some questions, so I want to be able to answer their questions. And my number one goal was by the time you got this challenge, I want to help you save $50,000 in taxes. Easy. 5 day, $50K. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So each day is a different tax strategy. And by the end of it, I want you to be more knowledgeable than your CPA. I want you to go back to your CPA and, yo, why ain't you telling me this? Carter said, so I want to give the people ability to tap in with me for a very nominal fee.
Man. And I love that because, I feel like in order to, like, when you're hiring your professionals, you want to be able to tap into them. You want to be able to connect with them. You know what I mean? You want to be able to kind of feel their energy to kind of know, all right, if this is the right person for me, I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? And so I love that. And so, so at the end of the show, we'll give you, the information to tap in. But talk a little bit about business credit, right?
Ooh, that's very important.
Yeah, because a lot of people, as they are 9-to-5ers transitioning to start a business, there are people who are still using personal guarantees and using that potentially for their business. But like, how does business credit work in this whole information that we're getting?
So business credit and taxes actually kind of go hand in hand. And actually, inside my challenge, I bring in a business credit specialist because I want people to get $50K in credit and save $50K in taxes. Right? That's my goal for everybody that comes to the challenge. Right?
Yeah.
So business credit is so important for a few reasons. One, first of all, you have to have the right business structure to even get business credit. That's why having your LLC in place, having your EIN, having your business bank account, you need this structure to go to a bank and even ask for business credit, right? But once you're able to get business credit, you can leverage business credit for tax strategies. Can I give you one?
Yeah, please.
Okay,
please.
so had a client at the end of last year, made good money, right? But they still had a pretty high tax bill. So I'm like, all right, well, let's open up this 401k and let's fund it with $61,000. So you could fully fund a 401k with $61,000. That's a lot of money to siphon away. Yeah. And they was like, well, I don't have the $61,000 right now. I said, okay, well, let's go get you a line of credit for 70. So they got a business line of credit for $75,000. They took that, borrowed it, put it in their 401k, put $61,000 in there, got a $61,000 tax deduction. Then they took a 50% loan in January to pay half of it back, right? So now they're paying their 401k back and they're paying the business credit, but they say that place saved them literally $32,000 in taxes. So the business credit and taxes go hand in hand.
Wow.
Yes, you can do that.
Yo, please rewind this. Bad boys behind this. Hey, yo, that's crazy though.
That's crazy.
And it's funny. And that's like in all seriousness, that's why you need a CPA, right? I am a 15-year banking executive. I ran a whole bank. I was a CEO. And as you were saying, I got it.
You immediately.
Immediately.
But I said a lot of crazy.
Yo, the moment you said it, right? Because I know you can't get taxed on debt.
Mm-hmm.
You get taxed on income.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take that line of credit, not like I got it when you said it, but I let you go. I close my eyes. So if y'all see, I closed my eyes.
As soon as I said it,
because I got it, and I was like, and I let you finish because I know somebody watching this.
They need it.
Look, I'm telling you, rewind this. I'm telling you.
That's a spicy play. You're going to rewind that. You're going to want to take notes on that.
No, game changer. I'm telling you right now, if you're watching live, when it's over, rewind and watch what he gave. He just gave you literally $100,000 worth of game, at least.
And this is my free game. Imagine how much my paid game I'm getting. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But yeah, man, it's unlimited.
Hey, yo, what? I get it.
And here's something I learned. And shout out to Alex Good Energy. He said this. Because some people coming to me all the time, like, man, especially other accountants, they be upset. They say, man, why you give so much information away for free? I don't understand why you give this information away for free. And Alex said, if you feel like you're giving away too much game for free, that means you don't know enough.
Ooh.
Right? So I have no problem giving away so much free game because I know so much more. And for anybody that think they're giving away too much game, you gotta go back to the drawing board. You gotta go back and study your craft. Because it's impossible for me to give all my game away for free.
Right. Wow. So what would you say is the best financial advice you've ever gotten?
That's a question. Jesus. The best financial advice I've ever gotten. I mean, it might have been what you just said, like, never spend, like, you say you want your money to circulate, never, because when you spend, it ends.
Yeah, when you spend.
You know what I'm saying? So something along that lines is I was taught, your dollars are like soldiers, put them to work for you, right?
100%,
and if you don't find ways to make money while you sleep, you'll work until you die. So those little snippets, and they're all around just keeping your money in a constant flow so it doesn't end. When you spend, it ends. That's big. I'm borrowing that.
Yeah, not 100%. Because, I mean, that's the thing, right? And I mean, you even said it, though, right? And, you said that the tax code is actually made for business owners and investors, right? And the truth of the matter is that, as it relates to money, there are four people, right? You got consumers, you have producers, you have investors, and you have philanthropists, right? And when you think about the majority of people, they're consumers, right? So these consumers are the ones that spend money, right? You're spending money, so you're ending money. A producer is a business owner, right? So you're producing something. So so the tax code is for you. Investors, you're investing, so the tax code for you. Even philanthropists.
Yes. There's a lot of ways to have money in your 501c3s
100%.
and things like that. And
100%.
it's just so important for people to get the information to change their life. Because all the difference between where people are right now, the money they're making and the money they're saving and where they want to be is just information. Yeah. And that's why, and another thing about the tax code, if you're a business owner, you get to write off education expenses. So, me and you both paid $155,000 to be in a mastermind. Yep. That's 100% deductible, right? But if we go to college, we can't deduct that. Right. Ain't that crazy?
And we begging Uncle Joe for
a loan. Right, for loan forgiveness. Right.
To forgive us.
Yeah.
Please forgive us.
So people are hustling backwards, right? And I went to college, right? Thank God my school was paid for, but we're taught to spend $100,000 at an institution to learn from people who are not doing what we want to do. Ooh. Right? And then we can't write off that education expense at all. Yeah. We can write off like tuition, whatever, but like you can't write off that $100K. Yeah. Or I can go pay $100,000 to somebody who's doing what I want to do, who has the receipts, has the bank account, has the cars, and I can pay him $100,000 and I get $100,000 write-off for investing in myself. That's why the tax code is made to benefit entrepreneurs and investors. Yeah. And that's why I say you got to get on the right team. Hey, what if I told you that the IRS paid for this car? Better yet, what if I told you that the IRS can pay for your cars, your clothes, your travel, your rent, anything? You see, my name is Cofield, and I'm a CPA, and I teach entrepreneurs just like you how to live tax-free. See, the problem is most entrepreneurs don't understand all the tax deductions that they're able to take within their business, so they don't end up taking them. So otherwise, the IRS owes them money, but they do nothing about it. I want that to change. So in 2022, I want to teach you with my tax-free living challenge. You're going to spend 5 days with me, and I'm gonna teach you all the tax saving strategies I know, from getting the IRS to pay for your rent, your cars, your clothes, your travel, all these amazing deductions that you're entitled to. So all you have to do is click this link to save your seat. Now there's only 50 seats available in this event. So if you want to save your seat, you know that success loves speed. Click below, grab yours today.
Man, love it. All right, so listen, Carter Cofield, helping people, save millions of dollars, right? For the culture. If I were to rewind, right, and take you back to your 18-year-old self, with everything that you know right now, what advice are you giving 18-year-old Carter?
Oh, that's good, man. That's good. What was I doing at 18? I would tell myself a few things. I would tell myself to replace entertainment with education, right? Every 1 hour of TV, replace it with 1 hour of books, right? And I would tell them to replace entertainment with education, and then just start, right? My mentor tells me this: you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. Oh, that's a bar. Right? So I was so pressed on having everything be perfect because I couldn't afford to lose. I didn't have a backup plan. So I would just tell myself, like, just get started, and God doesn't give you a sight or a dream that he doesn't think you could fulfill. So just don't be scared, just go for it. It took me 8 years to start a business. 18 to 20, it took me way too long. If I did it at 18, I would have been way more further along. So it would just start and never stop learning, man.
Wow, I love that. Finish this statement for me. I am.
This is good. I am going to become so much more than I ever dreamed of.
I love that. When it's all said and done, I will be.
When it's all said and done, I will be the CPA that helps our culture build generational wealth.
Oh, love it.
Real
love it,
generational
love it.
wealth.
I want everyone who crosses my path to know.
These are good questions, man. Jesus. I want everybody that crosses my path to know that they can do anything they put their mind to if they're willing to put in the work. And what are you willing to sacrifice in order to accomplish your dreams? Because if you don't sacrifice anything, your dream will become your sacrifice.
Ooh, that's a bar. With all of the wealth and things that you've been able to acquire, what would you say has been the most extravagant thing you've done with money?
The most extravagant thing I've done with money. Oh, I just bought my sister a brand new car.
Okay.
And I bought my sister a brand new Mercedes, and I came to Chicago, had an event, brought her on stage, and gave it to her in front of the whole audience. And because I don't believe in spending money, but like for me, she was my rock, in that hard time. Shout out to Chloe. And I gave her that car, and it was the most fulfilling thing I've probably ever done in my life.
Wow. And so you answered it backwards, because my next question would be, what is the most impactful thing you've done with money? And so do you have a different answer?
So doing that and retiring my aunt. So my aunt's right here in the back. And I was like, I want to be able to cover her mortgage and her rent, so she don't have to think about money anymore. And now I'm at a place where I can do that.
Wow. Praises due. Man, that's dope. Because, I think that, one of the, for me, and I can tell that for you as well, is that it's always a blessing to be a blessing, right?
God blesses us so we can bless others.
100%. You know what I'm saying? And I think that a lot of people miss that. I think that when they see our success, or they see us may talk about, material things, but don't realize that even within those material things, we're blessing other people, right? We're circulating the money. The team that you have around you, the advice that you're giving, the money that you're saying, like all these things are blessing people. And so, yeah, man, that's powerful, brother.
Yeah,
that's
people
powerful.
have to understand, like, when it comes to money, right? And you probably know this. If your hand's so clenched on the money because you're scared to give it, you're scared to invest it, like how is God going to put more money in your hand if it's closed all the time? 100%. So you have to be open to giving, therefore that you can receive.
Yeah, and the truth of the matter is, you will always get who you are, right? Not what you want, right? And so people want success, but they aren't successful. Right? Meaning like, and how you do one thing is how you do everything. And so if you are not successful, right? If you are not success in your being, then how do you expect to get success? Right? If you are, not blessing, how do you expect to receive blessings?
Like Jim Rohn says, you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are.
Absolutely.
So if you want something, become it first, and then
absolutely. What advice would you give to that side hustler, right? So right now, there's somebody watching who has that 9-to-5. They have the side hustle. They're trying to figure out. They're trying to figure out, when is it time for them to leave, and how do they what advice would you have for them?
I would tell them, work that side hustle until it becomes your main hustle, right? Always work hard on yourself than you do on your job. So if you could put in 8 hours for somebody else, why can't you put in 8 hours for yourself? Yeah. And one day, if you work that side hustle hard enough, it will become your main hustle. And then you can fire your boss and start living the life that you deserve.
100%. All right, we're going to do a quick lightning round, right? Okay. And so our lightning round, we take banking terms, because we are literally inside the vault, right?
I love it.
And so we're going to take banking terms and we're going to flip them, right? And so the first term is deposit slip. A deposit slip, obviously you take it, you fill it out, you take it to the bank, and you put the money into the bank, right? But for us here inside the vault, a deposit slip is a slip up, a money mistake, right? What is the biggest deposit slip, the biggest money mistake you've made, in your journey so far?
So I wanted a car before I went to college, right? And I wanted a Dodge Challenger so bad. And my auntie took me to all these dealerships, and we found a car. They gave me a 26.6 interest rate on that car.
And you took it?
I took it because I wanted that Challenger. Then when I started learning about money, I was like, what is happening? 80% of my money is going to interest. So I was able to refinance, get out of that. Yeah. But it was a mistake because if you don't learn about money, you won't have it very long. Yeah. So, if you want to become a millionaire, you better start thinking like one.
100%.
Yeah. 100%. So that was 26.6.
And that's the thing though, right? When I think about, the lack of financial education, and that's why I appreciate what you do. I do it every day, because it costs to be broke. It costs to have a poor mindset. It
costs.
Like literally, when you get to that next level of wealth, you get everything. Like you get things for free. You get taken care of. You don't pay for nothing. Right. Yes, and so unfortunately, those who don't have financial IQ, because it's not even, like you said, it's not even about the money, right? Because we're making the money. We just don't know how to manage the money, right? And so because we don't know how to manage the money, that's why we think we're broke, and then we're not taking advantage of you just gave. So somebody working 9 to 5, you just gave them an extra 50 to 100K easily.
And I tell people all the time, like, the biggest tax you're going to pay is not federal tax, it's not state tax, it's not FICA tax. The biggest tax you're going to pay is ignorance tax. Because you're going to get taxed on not knowing how things work.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
so you get the information, you can avoid the ignorance tax, and then you keep more of your money. You know what I'm saying?
Turn number 2, charge off, right? Charge off. You borrow money from the bank.
Right.
The bank is trying to get its money back. It's going to do what it needs to do. But eventually, like, you know what? I ain't going to get my money back, so I'm charging this off. On your journey, your success journey, what type of people or mindsets did you have to charge off?
Oh, I had to unlearn being an employee. The hardest thing for me about being an entrepreneur was unlearning how to be an employee. Because I was taught to just, keep my head down. There's only one right answer to a question, sit at the desk for 8 hours. So my hardest understanding was I had to charge off the learning of being an employee, and there's only one way to get things done, and how to, doing everything yourself. Yeah. So I had to unlearn how to be an employee. Being an entrepreneur is really hard. Wow. But books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, books like The E-Myth Revisited were all great books that were my mentors to help me become a good entrepreneur. It was tough.
100%. All right. Last but not least, ATM. Right? ATM, you put your card in, you take some money out. When I tell you, like, my head is starting to hurt, though. Like, you had me thinking so much that I'm like, my head is hurting right now, right? Yeah. So you dropped up. So you dropped so much game, but we greedy. Our insiders want more, right? And so ATM is another teachable moment. I need you to look into that camera, give us one gem, give us something that our insiders are gonna, walk away with, feeling good, change. You already changed our life, so I know I'm asking, right, for a lot. Yeah. But give us one more, another teachable moment.
Okay, another teachable moment. What do I want to teach y'all? Okay. This tax strategy is called wrapping a weekend, right? And I think it's very important because summer's approaching. Let's give people a way to turn any personal trip to a tax deductible business trip. Okay, so let's say you about to go to Miami for the weekend, right? It's a personal trip. You go for somebody's birthday. You go fly in on Friday, leave on Sunday. That's a 100% personal trip, right? So I'll be like, Ash, okay, cool. As your tax advisor, I'll be like, Ash, I want you to fly in on Friday, but I want you to leave on Monday. Right? Stay an extra day. You deserve it. And on Friday and Monday, I want you to do one thing for me. I want you to find some business activity. And that can be anything. Taking a client out to lunch, taking a business partner out to lunch. Go on eventbrite.com and find a networking event in financial literacy. Go to a networking event, shake hands, kiss babies. If you do that on Friday and you do that on Monday, the IRS doesn't care what you do over the weekend because you have to be there. So you're able to write off the full flights, the lodging, and the cost of all your business meals that whole weekend. So you just turned that personal weekend in Miami to a business deductible weekend. It's called wrapping a weekend strategy. So anybody who wants to travel this year, make sure you wrap the weekend. This all be taught more in the 5-day challenge, of course, but I just think that, you can live your best life and the IRS can pay for it.
It's so crazy. Let me tell you, right? So my parents are from Haiti. And I had never been to Haiti before ever in my life. And so my wife writes books. We literally went to Haiti for free because we booked it. We booked a trip to Haiti. My wife she needed to research, the land, and she wrote a children's story about the Haitian Revolution. And so I'm talking about, it was one of the best trips we've ever had. That was 100% tax deductible because if you go to IamRoyaltyBooks.com, you can actually buy the books that we researched, right?
Brian? Yeah.
Right. Like, we went to the Citadel. We went we went where, the Bookman prayer was. We went there. We got the videos. We got everything. And it was 100% tax deductible.
Exactly, man. And I it's just better when you don't have to pay for it, right? You're doing all these things and now you're living your best life and you're keeping all your money at the same time. So that's my goal, man. I just want to help people just be able to do that.
Man, listen, y'all. InsideTaxFreeLiving.com. you're going to get access to Carter's 5-day challenge. Talk to them a little bit about what they're going to get in the 5 days.
Yeah. So you're going to spend 5 days with me, get all your questions answered. And at the end of it, I'm going to help you save $50,000 on taxes and help you get $50,000 in business funding to start your business. I know a lot of you all are scared. I know a lot of you all want to start the business, but don't have the guidance. If you spend 5 days with me, I promise to put you in a position to be able to start the business of your dreams and live the lifestyle that you deserve. And for those of you all that end up coming, I might give opportunities for some of y'all to work with me personally. Personally, because I know some people want to work with me personally. If you join the challenge, I'll give a few of y'all opportunity to work with me personally. So it'd be
and you have it, y'all. InsideTaxFreeLiving.com. Yo, my brother, you flame that up though. I ain't even gonna lie. Like behind the scene, we have friendly competitions. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna say the interview, but there's another interview.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where matter of fact, I'll do a contest. Maybe I'm gonna tell y'all to watch both and tell me which one y'all like the best.
Leave the comments in the
right.
Video.
But both of them. I'm telling you,
it's my boy. It's my dog.
Yeah. He going. I mean, I ain't gonna tell y'all, but both of them are from the south side of Chicago. If you know, you know. But bro, you flamed it up. I appreciate you. If somebody want to connect with you, online, follow you, where can they find you?
Yeah. So first of all, Cofield _advisor on all social media platforms. And if you text the word tax to 312-847-2309, you can join my text community where I give some tax games a couple days a week.
All right, y'all. My guy Carter Cofield is in the building. When I tell you he just saved you $100K or better,
Easy.
If you're paying attention though, you had to be paying attention. So if you missed all of the game that he gave, I need you to either rewind this, watch this again, or tap into the challenge and spend 5 days with this man. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, insiders, for tapping in, tuning in. We are closing out the vault. Another awesome episode. Make sure you visit our website, InsideTheVaultShow.com. I need you to subscribe. I need you to like. I need you to review. I need you to rate the podcast. Get us to the #1 financial literacy podcast on the planet. And so make sure you also follow us on all social media platforms at Inside the Vault. Me, I am Ash Cash. Make sure you visit me, IamAshCash.com. Follow me on all social media platforms at I am Ash Cash. And I'll see you next time, same place, in God's will. All right, y'all. Peace.
Oh yeah. You won't ask cash, you can catch it right here in the vault.